when you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night.
Some barriers to youth being more involved in the parish life, I think their schedules are so busy. They're involved in things at school. They really intend to do things at church. They really want to. It's kind of like eating the ice cream before the main meal. Youth ministry would be the ice cream, and they want to be here and they want to get involved in the parish. I mean, it shepherds their soul, it empowers them, and they feel edified when they come, so they certainly do love it when they come. They come to get recharged and fed. But I think it's their schoolwork. These kids are the cream of the crop that come to youth group meetings, and they're highly involved in extracurricular activities. They have relationships. And something else that's often disturbed me is that in some households, the youth are involved in the parish and in church life. However, their parents are not. And when their parents aren't, sometimes they're torn between having to fulfill things that their parents would like for them to do rather than doing the church events instead. So I think that's a barrier, them trying to fulfill school, their jobs, their relationships, and keeping the parents right in line with their church goals.
So being a youth involved with the church can be quite challenging at times, because often I feel that adults don't always give the youth opportunities to lead. And even in small ways, if someone empowers the youth to start on a small project and take ownership of some small aspect of a greater project, it opens so many doors and it offers so many more opportunities to serve and to lead and to become closer to Christ, as well as inspire the next generation. Because by offering that outlet, a way to get involved, a way to participate, whether it's helping start a fundraiser or set up some organization, do a car wash for charity, those small projects empower the youth to make them realize that they are capable of just as much as an adult, and that they have the same light of Christ that they can bring to others, and they're not hindered by their age.
There are several barriers that our youth face to becoming more fully involved in our parish. Some of the most common barriers probably are that they are not aware of what is happening in our parish. I find our youth need to be invited and fully informed, and then they're generally very eager to help us.
I think the main barrier for our youth being involved in parishes today is adults actually. Their priority and focus shifts away from their faith, and we allow them to become more focused on those things of the world, and we don't keep their focus on what should be their main focus, which is eternal salvation.
Well, in my parish, in my community, I'm involved in, there's this group called Green Dot for leaders I'm involved in at my school, and in my parish, I'm involved in our youth group. So we often do service projects within our youth group, like we sometimes hand out soup to sick people, and we just do different service projects around our community to help out.
Well, I attend regularly, which a lot of people don't now, but I also am a part of the youth group and attend as often as I can around my schedule. And on top of that, I'm an altar server, and I lecture or usher whenever they need me, so I'm always there, and that's how I do it.
In my parish, I stay involved by doing all of the service projects. This year I did all but one because I was busy, so I aim to do those whenever they are available. Then I also help Ann, our new youth minister, to plan new events that all the kids can be involved in.
I do children's church, and I serve, at least try to do it 3 times a month. Okay. And right now I'm learning how to do to hand out the Eucharist.
I'm an altar server. I also help out with the collect, and I also help sell food for the retreat to raise money.
I started becoming involved around the end of my 8th grade year when my youth group minister at the time, Chad Bader, invited me, and I started attending like the little summer activities, like we'd have swimming parties. So I'd attend those, and then starting my freshman year I started attending religious education meetings, or RE, because I no longer attend a Catholic school, so I try to keep up my education.
Well, I've been brought up going to church every Sunday by my family, but like getting involved with like youth ministry was my older brother Chris, because he's been through it and he's been involved in CLI, NCYC, and a bunch of retreats, leading them and being on them. So he kind of got me started, and I've just kind of gone from there.
I became active by Deacon Frank. He's a really great guy, and he takes us on a bunch of trips and plans fun activities for us. And since he's been there, a lot of people have now joined the church, and he helps us understand more about our faith.
Someone who made me more part of the church would be my Aunt Jeannie, because she started getting breast cancer when I was about 10, and she made it until about a year ago, and then she died. And she always prayed every day, so I wanted to be more like her.
Okay. I would really like to be involved in the ministry of the Eucharist and lecturing. I think that would be really cool to do.
Like more of the social events that we have, the different people from our parish, like the cookouts and the dances and stuff like that.
I'd like to do more of we don't even have a youth, high school youth, so I'd like to get together with her and maybe just do little social stuff and stuff like that.
A way I participate in my church is at St. John of the Cross. I'm the president of the CYO, and at St. Peter's I'm on the youth board, which makes decisions about different events and different things that we do.
I first became active in my faith community whenever I was in the 6th grade. Service hours were required, and I started helping with Vacation Bible School. I enjoyed it so much that I continue doing it to this day. My parents also have encouraged me to be as active as possible to give back to my community.
Barriers are usually the adults. And the reason for that is a lot of them don't like change, and so they kind of push the young people back, which is really sad, because in one of the parishes they won't allow youth on the altar. And so even whenever they take that step to be informed and educated to take that role, they're not always welcome.
Getting the parish as a whole to move beyond the idea that the youth are confined to their space and only their space, and that they should really only be seen or heard when tables and chairs need to be set up and moved, that they are not the church of tomorrow, but they are indeed the church of today. They have gifts, they have talents, they have passion and drive that is essential for the church to move forward in the 21st century.
As adults, we don't take our teens serious. We think that they don't know what they're talking about. So we kind of disregard them and we don't listen to their opinions. They're not involved in the different ministries in the meetings that go around, especially parish council, for instance. We should have a representative of our teens, and not only of a teen, but also of the different races, like the Filipinos, like the African Americans, like the Hispanics. All those, they have a different point of view, and that needs to be heard also.
And I think as well, one thing that also can be a barrier is their families. I know a lot of youth whose families don't even attend Mass anymore. They themselves want to attend Mass, but they don't have the capabilities of getting there. I actually see that more often than not. It's amazing to see that.
I believe as my children age, then our conversations about faith and engaging them in their faith will change as well, because they're going to grow and mature into spiritual adults. And so I hope to go to a different level with them and talk with them in different ways and experience what their calling in life is and help them.
I would like to be more involved in my community by staying involved. Being that I just graduated high school, I want to come back and still be a chaperone for CYO events and still go to church when I come in town.
That's it.
Father Ryan Harpole.
How can young people be actively involved in the parish, in your parish community?
Well, I think one of the primary things that they can do is be involved in the liturgy. You know, there's several masses on weekends as lectors, Eucharistic ministers, ushers, several things like that. I think that's a good start, and from there, they all get into other things with as far as life team, different aspects of community work and outside of the parish. So, but I think it all begins with liturgy and serving the parish in that way.